We are pleased to welcome Daniel Scruggs, a Montessori-trained educator and professional musician who creates dynamic, experiential learning environments through global music, movement, and cultural exploration. As founder of Peace Culture Music, the Peace Culture Music Method, Daniel engages learners through hands-on participation and self-directed music making. With experiences in 25 countries across the continents, he brings rare instruments and cultural artifacts into thoughtfully prepared environments that spark curiosity, joy, and meaningful connection through shared musical experience. Please enjoy our next presenter, Daniel Scruggs.
Thank you.
Welcome.
You're going to be my special assistant?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
You're going to be sitting right there. I'll find you. Hey, everybody. How is the conference going for you so far? All right. That was kind of weak. Come on, give it up for Amy. Gosh. Yeah. I'm getting used to using the mic like this. I usually pride myself on sharing things exactly like they've been shared for thousands of years all over the world. So there have been people like me for as long as time, traveling storytellers and musicians, poets, people that travel around and share different cultural stories. So today I have been invited, and I feel very fortunate to be here with you all to share just a handful of the instruments that I've collected traveling all around the world and learning about different cultures and their stories. So the first instrument I'd like to share with you, I'd like to tell you just briefly about, in my country, in the United States, I live in Virginia, and I travel to the west of the country a lot, where the Native American reservations are mostly located. So I've been to 5 of them, and I share presentations at the schools there. And oftentimes I learn so much more than I feel like I'm giving, because people are very anxious to share the stories of their culture. And one of the last times I was there, I was gifted this drum by a teacher, and he said, "I understand what you do, and I want you to go out and tell people that we're still here." So this is a gift from him, and I want to share the gift that was given to me and offer this gathering rhythm. Now, my specialty is making interactive music experiences. So I'll give some cues on ways that you can join along, and feel free to if you want to, and if you don't, feel free to do that as well, and just enjoy our time together for a few minutes. So this is the gathering drum, and the rhythm that we're going to play is 4 beats, and the first one is the accent. So if you feel like joining along, you could do a little pat on your knees, and I'll start with the sound of this drum. So if you're choosing to play along on your knees, or not, I invite you to close your eyes and go on a brief journey. See if you can breathe as slow as you can in and out of your nose while you're playing. Now see if you can listen to the sound that you're making along with the sounds of everybody else. So we're breathing, we're listening, we're feeling, and we're playing. Whenever you're ready, go ahead and open your eyes back up. So that is a universal experience that people use music for, is to make collective connection, and also people consider it trance as well. There's a lot of different words, but essentially it's getting an opportunity to move outside of our thoughts. Meditation is another way of looking at it. So I love that exercise because it can completely change the mood of a group. Now, this beautiful drum is part of the family of instruments that are the oldest instruments in the world. We have the drum, we have the voice, we have flutes, and then we have this one. This is a bull roarer. It actually has different names in different places, but one of the cool things about this is it connects us as humans. These were found in 6 continents of the world. The oldest ones are believed to be 15 to 20,000 years old. Now, this one is made out of wood, but the oldest ones were made out of bone. Yeah, so we carbon dated them as humans. So possibly stone, but the bone ones are carbon dated. So adolescent boys love this one because it's my most dangerous instrument. So we got a few people in the front. You'll be all right. I do this all the time. So essentially, what this is it's an instrument that can make a Doppler effect, and this is considered a sacred instrument in many cultures. For example, I was taught that on certain native reservations, there's only one person that is supposed to play this, and it's only at one time of the year. So if you were part of one of these First Nations, you would probably recognize this, and you would do whatever you do to protect yourself from whatever you needed to do. So this is a very traditional instrument in some places, and it's still used by Aboriginal people in Australia for ceremony. In fact, there was a time where this could only be played by men in secret societies. And I've heard that anybody else that heard it was killed if they actually heard this sound. So I'll play it for you now. So what we got it spinning 2 ways. So you can imagine hearing this thousands of years ago, or not, because you'd have to be in the secret society, but all over the world, people have played these in 6 continents for over 20,000 years, and most people have never heard them before in this day and time. So when I stop, it's going to spin itself out. So this is a universal human instrument, and I love instruments because they tell stories, and all of the things that I share ties in really beautifully with Montessori education. And I think that if she had lived longer, she probably would have delved more into instruments and the connection that they make. And I'm grateful to be able to share some of these things the best I can. So that's a universal indigenous instrument. I've got a couple other fun ones, and one of my skills is not being succinct when I'm sharing these things because I get really excited. So I only have a little bit of time with us today, but just trust that if there's anything I can do for you, you can always reach out to me by email or my website. And I love talking about these things. It's my favorite. It's my cosmic task. I'm glad I get to be in an environment where we can say that. Cosmic task to me is, I tell the children this, it's like, if I didn't show up and somebody asked one of you to stand up here for a certain amount of time and share something that you love with everybody, something that brings you joy and something that brings them joy, ideally, what would that be? And then I say, well, if you don't have something yet, that's okay. You know, you develop that. I've learned this over a long time, how to speak comfortably in front of people, how to share the instruments, how to travel, how to learn sensitivity to different cultures. And I'm still learning every day. So this is my work. I'm honored to be here. So I'll show you a couple fun ones. This one is called Shanka. It's from India, and some people here may be of Indian descent. This is a conch shell from the Bahamas, and any place that you find conch shells like this, you can find people that play them as a horn. Now, this one is from the Bahamas, and it still has the crown on top. It hasn't been turned into an instrument yet. This one is from Peru, and it's known as patutu. And this one is from India, and it's known as Shanka. Now, this used to be played. It's in some of the ancient books of Hindu. So this has been played for thousands of years. And my understanding is, long ago it was played as a war trumpet, but now it's played in peaceful ceremonies. And the thing that makes it really cool, I think, not only because it makes a horn just by chopping the top off, but you can modulate the sound by putting your hand in and out of it. So I hope this doesn't blow the speakers out. That's it. Speaking of which, can we just give a big hand to the sound people? Thank you. Awesome. Thank you. There have been so many amazing people helping to make this happen. So let me show you just a couple more. This is one that's really, really special. I've never seen one of these in the U.S. Forget where I am. I've never seen one in Canada either. But I've never seen one like in the West, so to speak. I got this in Peru. And it's it's a replica of an ancient whistling vessel. Now, these are pre-Incan. There's many versions of these, the Moshe, the Chimu, the Limbaya, all these people that came before the Incas. The Incas conquered these people. These people had this type of instrument. And because the people were either, taken out or they were assimilated, we don't really know the exact meanings of these, but people think that they're for ritual, or they're even for just recreation. So I can play this with my breath, or I can use one of the earth elements, and I can fill this up, Montessori pouring. And what we have here is earth, wind, water, and fire. So the clay uses the fire and the water. The wind is the breath and the air, and then I put the water in. Now when I put my fingers on the eyes, it changes. Yeah, it's pretty wild. It's pretty neat. So I want to give a shout out to my friend, Mr. Jose Vitancio. He's the one that made this replica. He's a Native American that lives in Cusco in Peru, and I visited him a few years ago, and I have a collection of his specially made artifacts, and they're extra special to a nerd like me that's into what we call ethnomusicology, because the instruments he makes are the exact copies. He's the only person that's allowed to go to the museum and play the authentic ones. And then they give him permission to take them and make exact reproductions so that the pitch of them is exactly the same as the people had thousands of years ago. So they're very unique instruments. I got just a couple more for you. This second to last one is, oh no. Time. Thank you. I told you I'm pretty long-winded, folks. So I get excited about this stuff. So this is a piece of cardboard that people roll a carpet up in, and I can play it like this. And the reason I can do that is because I have been playing the Aboriginal Yidaki for 33 years. So this is a Yidaki. Most people know it as didgeridoo, but that was never the name that Aboriginal people had for it. In fact, it has over 20 different names, depending on the region it's from. This one is painted by Dapa Ganambar, that is a Yolngu man from Arnhem Land, which is in the northeast of Australia. These instruments are well over 1,000 years old, and they were carved out by nature. Little ants, little termites ate the inside of the eucalyptus tree and turned it into an instrument for humans to play. Now, this has a very sacred purpose in Aboriginal culture. It's tied into the dream time. It's the time before anything was. And it's connected into the times that we dream at night and where we were before we were here and where we'll be after this existence. So I use this when children are older, like to teach about cosmology, and the universality of things. Now, I'm going to play it for you, and I'm going to play it with a special kind of breathing called circular breath. So I'm going to breathe in my nose while I'm blowing out of my mouth. So try that out. I love watching children's face do it because they get all contorted. It's actually not possible in physics. So what I'm doing is I'm puffing up my cheeks, and I'm blowing the air from my cheeks out while I'm breathing in my nose. Y'all are enjoying this, aren't you? Y'all having too much fun over there. God. Okay, sorry. They're cutting up over here. I love this instrument because it can create a meditative state. And again, this is another instrument that has sacred purposes in traditional culture, and it's also considered a healing instrument in many cultures. So I'll play it for you now. I'll point to my nose so you can see the circular breath as I do it. So here it goes. This is the sacred yadaki. Oh, this is where my special assistant gets to make a cameo. Give it up for Amy. Yay. So she's simply going to tap, just like we did the 4 beats on the Native American one, she's going to do 8. So it'll just be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And if you want to tap along, like on your knee, then you can hear how I use the breath with that rhythm to keep it going. So this is known for making some different animal noises, so I'll do that for you as well. So don't mind me. Here we go. Start it off, Amy. 1, 2. She's keeping it fast. Make me wake up. Here we go. What do you think? Yeah, cool. Thank you. Thank you. So we got one more for you all, and this one is fun because I think that it reminds us that everything that we learn is, let me put it this way, working with children, we see all the time that they can get frustrated so easily doing things because they're always doing new things. And I got to give a quick shout out to the 2 presenters before me in here, Kathy and Christine, because what they were talking about is so relevant to why I created this world. I was not a Montessori student. I was diagnosed with dysgraphia when I was 14, diagnosed with ADHD shortly after that. So I'm from a time, way back in the 80s, in the 1900s, I'm from a time where we were taken out of class for half the day and put in a room. Sometimes it was in a trailer. It was with the kids it's horrible. This is the time I came from. You were an ED kid, you were an LD kid, or trigger warning, you were retarded. And so you were put in a classroom with those children, all of us together. So that rough time in my life turned into something that now is my superpower because I found my love of learning, my cosmic task. I always had music. And so I tell this because everything is story. And this is an example of how I'm going to bring you to a place where unless you play Afro-Brazilian music, you're probably going to have a hard time doing this. But there's no test. It's just fun. So we'll start it off by hold out your hand, and I'm going to show you how to play the pandero. So you're going to tap it, your imaginary pandero, with your thumb. And now you're going to tap it with your fingertips. Now give it a clap. And give it a shake. All right, now I'm going to do it while you do it on here so you can hear the sound. So thumb, fingertips, clap, shake. So all together it sounds like this. But that takes a while. So what you're going to do is you're going to do clap, 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 clap. Now keep it up, okay? And listen to how the pandero goes perfect with it. Yeah. See how it goes perfect? Kind of makes you want to move. All right. All right, last thing. Y'all passed the test. This is the hard part. So call and response music is a way that connects people. It makes everybody feel like they're part of the group. You find it in probably all traditional cultures. I learned it in Brazil from Afro-Brazilian capoeira, which we'll get into that another time. Capoeira uses a lot of connections to Africa and its folklore to keep people connected to their history. So what we're going to do is a call and response song, and it's made so simple so that nobody has to know the words. It's simply calling and you respond to what I say. So if I sing, ah, ya, oh, le, 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 Oh la la la. Easy. Here's the not easy part. I'm going to get y'all to clap, and then I'm going to play Pandero, and then I'm going to call, and you're going to respond. Sound good? Okay, here's the clap again. All right, keep it up no matter what. Okay, whatever I sing, you sing back. Here we go. Ay, 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 ay. Ay, 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 ay. Oh, le, le, le. Oh, le, le, le. Oh, la, la, la. Oh, le, 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 le. Oh, la, 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 la. Ay, 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 ay. Ay, 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 ay. Ay, 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 ay. Oh, le, 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 le. Oh, la, 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 la. Hey! All right, give yourselves a hand. So, thank you for letting me share